got 4 blanks. Who wants to make one? Yeah, of course.
I think is this your first time?
John helped me, but that's
Oh, no, maple. The maple cut's really nice. And the walnut's not very All right. So that face mask is for you. You can adjust the knot in the back to make it fit your head properly.
Pull your sleeves back.
What's that?
Pull your sleeves back. Pull them back or something.
There you go. All right, so let me know what you,
I do not.
you know nothing.
Yeah.
All right, so this is your chuck key. And it's, yeah, that's opposite what you would think. So left is nice.
You didn't do that all the way in. You did.
Yeah, yeah, that allows you to kind of bring that up.
They are
You're pretty close. You're gonna take this to the, that's a pretty good spot. So go ahead and lock your tail slack in. I think either way locks it. And then let's, there you go.
No, I just.
All right.
Hiking the tail.
Oh yeah, go ahead and tighten up your tail stock. Yep. And then this is the set screw, and if you just make it just finger tight, it'll keep it from vibrating. It keeps it from moving, but it'll vibrate. Just put that bit of pressure on it. And tool rest height is typically the tip of the tool kind of at the center, so I would lower this down maybe the whole quarter inch or something.
Hey folks,
You're right.
we're trying to still record this, so this is a good teaching
Extra
moment
pressure.
here.
No extra pressure.
So I would start with your roughing gouge. That one.
Alright.
And familiar with the ABCs? Anchor, bevel, cut. So anchor is making sure that your tool rest is firmly on the tool. Your tool is on the tool rest. And then bevel is when you start with the tool handle down a little bit. You're rubbing on this lower part of the bevel. And as you raise this up, you start to see a little bit of dust form on the tip of your tool. That's when you start cutting. That's the C is cut. And then roughing gouge, you can't go wrong with a roughing gouge, really. Pretty, yeah. So I think the speed was good for that one. So this is how you adjust your speed if you want to. It's about 1600 right now, which is good for this. That you're on and on. And typically we give the work a little spin just to make sure you're clear of your tool rest before you power it on. And then go ahead and turn it on.
Thanks, Matt.
Doesn't matter. Start.
You usually want to cut from high to low, and you want to cut off into space. So you can't get the bevel when you're out here to start cutting that way. So you want to start toward the center and start taking material away that way, and go off into space. With light pressure. Perfect.
You might be here all day. We're going to do a whole
I can help you a little bit as you go. So. I'll let you do it now. Now, if you angle it a little bit, you'll get a little better cut, and if you rotate it just a little bit, so if you're coming down bevel, looking good. Keep on going, you're looking good. Okay, so take a break for a second. I'll demonstrate one thing. So here's kind of where you can start. You're starting here, you're kind of working your way down to get your cone shape down toward the end. And now that it's down to round, it's helpful, I think, to kind of use your tool rest to set your angle that you're going to be cutting at. So essentially keep the tool from the same at the same position on the tool rest and follow the angle. So yeah, so I would start working shorter cuts, working your way back until you get the cone shape that you want for the tree.
And you got really close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so depending on if I had my beating and parting tool, I could use that to go down. You can kind of use your roughing gouge as a, you can turn it on its head and almost use it like a skew. Like that. And you can leave that like that for now. I would work on this end and just get that a little bit more round. Leave some material in the center, and I would close that a little bit. I wouldn't get much closer to the chuck at this point. With your tool, you're likely to catch the edge of it. And so you can stop and see how flat you are at this point. It takes forever to stop. So I think I would take at this point and use sort of the side of your roughing gouge to get this part a little bit more round. And then you can start laying out,
I don't know what that
like as sort of as I was doing down here.
means. Okay.
Kind of turn it the other way, work that way back a little bit. Or if you don't feel comfortable working that close to the chuck, then you can lay out your branches and
Let's lay out
do it
the
that way. Okay?
If we've been meeting, someone else might want.
If anything, you're going to dull my tool, that's okay. So, I'll work on this side. So I'd kind of set my base around there, and then a little bit of a trunk, however much you want, and then, lay out your lines however you feel. So you can do it, just like that, turn it with your hand.
So I'm not gonna forget it out.
That's okay. Yeah, that's what you're going to set the bottom branch. Some people like tapered trees, some people like fat trees. Some really exaggerated. Looks great to me. So this is the spindle gouge. I don't know if you got to play with one of those at John's place. Probably.
No, we did
No.
both.
You were doing bowl stuff?
We did a little spindle at the end.
Okay. So with these, I don't know if you're talking a little bit about V-cuts. So you kind of start with your tool this, or you're just straight cutting. And as you open it up a little bit, then you can start to do more angled cuts. You don't generally want to come at it straight like this. So what I would initially do is use it at this angle, kind of raise your tool handle up, and you'll undercut those branches a little bit. And then we'll come back the other way and do a shallow tool to cut them.
You always want the wood to turn into the direction of where your cutting edge is going. But if the wood turns like that, you don't want your cutting edge to flat and hit it.
Yes.
You want it to slide a little bit.
Got it.
Yeah, like a knife, you get cut like this with a knife. You don't cut like that with a knife.
And if you want, I can, as you're going, I can sort of adjust your hand a little bit to kind of give you a sense of how that tool should be.
Yes, please.
You're done there. So go ahead and turn it on. Okay, so same thing, angle bevel cut. And so this way, and start at your line. And you open it up a little bit to start to get a better feel. Yeah. I would go down just a little bit. Leave yourself a little bit more room to cut. Okay. And then let's take those corners off real fast. And if you want, I can knock those down. So now you can lay out here. That's going to be your bottom branch, right? So like the bottom, the beginning of your trunk, end of your trunk, end of your base stem. That'll show up as it starts. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing to define those edges. Let's see, that's the beginning of your, this is your trunk portion here. Okay. Let me take that away. Then we'll angle it back this way. Get the, and then this is going to be the bottom of the trunk. The bottom of this. Okay. So now we want to, if you've never done a cove cut before, kind of starting with your flute closed like this. Raising the full handle and rotating down. Now you never want to cut uphill, you want to stop at the bottom of the cove. You're going to come back the other way. So you don't, so as if you're making a cove shape like this,
Yep.
You cut down that side and down the other side. You never want to cut uphill.
Okay. Gotcha.
So this, we're kind of doing a cove here.
Mm-hmm.
So you start here and then come the other way. Okay.
And we're probing in between those two.
Yep. Then you're going to work your way back to those two cuts. As you get to the bottom, rotate your handle around a little bit to keep the bevel right, and then you get a finish up.
Okay.
Yeah. Come back in from the other side. start to get that chattering when you start cutting uphill and engaging the other side of your bevel. Thinking about that. Good with your base?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Now, this is where you want to start. Again, it doesn't matter, but taking away the material toward the tip is less, and working your way back will give you less vibration at the end. You'll get back cut. And start here and work your way back. So now you're sort of doing the opposite. You're going to start right here at the high point and start taking material away. And as you start to get some down, then we'll take the tail snap away. So you're cutting a little bit low on the tip. If you can start cutting a little bit higher, you'll take less material. You were kind of cutting down here, taking a really heavy cut. Take some. This is the hardest part of the tree, the tip. Okay. Now, cool, maybe get a little dull. Try sharper. This is just a
That's
smaller
been
one.
the problem, not being.
Yeah. With more experience, you can get away with other tools, but it makes a big difference for sure. Yeah, try to get one good cut from the top, one down. So go ahead and grab like. Can you take your hand a little bit? And you can turn it the other way. So to pair up the end. Okay. Now you can start on the next one and we'll work our way back in. So we'll find that one a little bit. As you engage, you like to rotate it just a little bit. Okay. You took away a little bit of your previous branch from your cut, so we'll undercut that a little bit and make it
Now we're going
after you take away more material. So now you can take and do your V cut again, or you come back in this direction. You can find that edge and then come back and cut right back up. It's not quite as exaggerated as it was before, because we took a little bit away.
Oh, wait, sorry.
You can feel the difference when it's cutting properly, right?
Yeah. So then I'm at this way.
Yep. Then you kind of do your, just kind of bring the tool in and just raise the handle up. So, and now you don't want to cut uphill, right? So we got a little wonky there just with practice cuts, but If you wanna go ahead and finish the other two. Okay, I'll turn it back into the recap, get the hoods. Start the other one and cut to your right. Cut down one. It's rather than cutting this way. Oh, sorry. You're losing your bevel contact here a little bit, which is why it's get those rough cuts. And honestly, the tool rest is a little bit. Yes, thank you.
Drum roll, guys.
Kevin, the student is not supposed to be telling the teacher how to be safe.
The first thing my daughter said when I came in and showed her my nose, she said, "Dad, you weren't wearing a face mask and you were moving the tool rest while the work was spinning. You're not supposed to do those things." She was paying attention. I'm proud of her.
Still working on that.
If you want to, yeah.
You're
Do
talking.
Well, do that. Do that one last one, and then we can, if we want, we can leave it on so you can grab it on your plate at home and finish it if you want.
Good idea. Almost there. It's like the-
That almost looks like a brain.
What's that?
That one almost looks like a brain.
It does.
Oh,
Sure. Yeah. Big hand for Frankie. Would you like to take it home and then I'll work on it? Or? All right.
thanks.
You can probably get it back in a chuck. If not, you just make it round again and keep on going.
Thank you.
I could see the improvement as you went along. You start to, your muscle memory starts to build up and you start to feel what works.
Yeah.